This is my outlook on GJ, and we're going to start from the weekly time frame. I think right now we have a clear direction on GJ because for the past 2 weeks or so, we haven't had a clear direction on GJ on where price is wants to go. You know what I'm saying? We have been in a zone, a particular zone, and we've just consolidating in that zone. But right now, it's looking like we are ready to move. We are going to start from the weekly time frame. I know we had one resistance around this place. There's a resistance there, but what we realized that this structure here is a bullish structure. So the double top was invalid. Yeah, that was invalid at that time. So if you look at the structure, you see that price made this low, push all the way up, high, low, then we made this higher high. So from this higher high, we then drop to make this low here, and potentially from this low, looking at this structure, potentially from this low, we should go all the way up to this high. This structure is still bullish, and why I think we are going to go to that high is based on the fact that we got this engulfing candle. Now this candle, the last week candlestick, which is this weekly candle, engulfed upper week's candlestick. So this is just indicating to us that we should go to the previous high, and we are still looking very, very bullish. And also you look at the trend line that I had here, this first touch, second touch, third touch. So potentially from this zone, we should price go all the way up to this high, even make new highs, who knows. But I know our first TP would be this high here. Yeah, price should potentially go to that high. Now going down to the daily time frame, if you look at the structure on the daily time frame too, you also notice that we had this double bottom. You might not really see the double bottom here until I invert scale. Let me invert scale. Now this zone here, if I take out these also, just for you to get a clear view of this, you see that this is a double bottom. Right now it's looking like a double top because I inverted it. But if you look at it, so this was it, push all the way up, came back down, and push all the way up, and now we had this engulfing candle on Monday that engulfed all this, and we push all the way up to this zone. So now this is the first top, second top. So this is the double bottom. Look at it. A double, if since it's inverted like this, you call it double top. Yeah. So but it's a double bottom. Look at it, a double bottom. So a double bottom indicating that price wants to continue with the original trend. Now if we go back to normal price charts, what I'm seeing here is after we made all this structure around this zone here, made all this structure, blah 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 blah, then push all the way up, made this low, high, then price broke structure. From making higher highs, this was last higher low we made, and price broke that last higher low. Now from this higher low, we drop all the way down, push all the way up, make a high, and drop down to make this low. Now we failed to make, potentially we're looking at, okay, price making a lower high, and from that lower high we continue bearish, but we failed to do that. What we did was we engulfed this candle, this daily candlestick engulfed, and this was a double bottom. If you look at it, this was double bottom. So potentially from this zone here, price should go all the way up to this daily high here. I also look at the structure, look at the trend line that we had on. You also see that this trend line too is the first touch, second touch, third touch. So basically price went outside the trend line, came back in, and we had this engulfing candle that came back in. So potentially you should see price go bullish from this zone. Now how do we capitalize on this? Now if you look at the structure also, you see that price is at a daily high. So this is the daily high, this resistance that we have here. So we are at a daily high. So potentially from this zone, we might see a retracement, either a retracement or price from this zone could just continue bullish, because the main zone that price wants to go to, the main zone is this high here. So this is just like a little like resistance that price might just react off on the 2 hour or the 4 hour 2 hour time frame. A little bit of resistance, retracement, and from that retracement you see price go bullish. Now if you go to the 2 hour time frame, if we look at the structure here, you see our price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and we even made this inverted head and shoulder on the 2 hour time frame. If you look at it, this left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. If I'm to put like support around that zone here. It should be something like this. Boom, 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 boom. So you can see that inverted head and shoulder signifying price is ready to reverse and we want to move to the other trend. Look at the inverted head. This is left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and from this zone push all the way up. Look at the structure right now also. You see higher highs, higher lows. This was a high here, low. Then we made this high, made this low, and we push all the way up to make a high. And from this high, potentially maybe we look price might come down to make a new low, and from that zone we do. So what I'm expecting price to do is we might get a little bit of retracement from this zone, maybe coming back down to the support zone, because this was the last lower high price made on the 4-hour time frame. So price might wants to drop down to that zone potentially, but it might also not want to. But what we do is just wait for price to give us a bullish candle. Once you get a bullish candle, then we'll enter longs, and that should happen around London section, around or few hours before London section, 2 hours to an hour before London section. You look for price to make that higher low on the 2-hour time frame for which to continue bullish. That higher low could be price going all the way down, retracing to this zone here, and from this zone made that higher low and price will continue, and those longs we are potentially holding onto this high. Now what we'll do is monitor price, because from this low here what price should be making is higher highs and higher lows. We shouldn't get any other structure from this zone. We should just be getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So higher highs, higher lows, like that. So in any zone where we break the last higher low, then that is where you close your trade. That is if we did not get to this resistance zone. If you not get to this resistance zone and any zone around this zone we break past the last higher low, then you liquidate that position, because that will invalidate the position. But from here we should just get straight on bullish structure, and that's daily high is where we are targeting, and it's around like 200 pips from this zone. So potentially, yeah, that's what we are looking for. We just look for a higher low where price is going to use a higher low, and we are going to enter longs from that zone. So yeah, that's my outlook on GJ. Please like and subscribe.